Hey, Ophiuchus. How's it going? Welcome to your reading. If you're not used to Ophiuchus and you're like, what is it? It's the 13th sign. It's the serpent bearer. It's an integration alchemy of Scorpio and Sagittarius energy. If you scroll back on my Ophiuchus playlist to check out my first couple of Ophiuchus readings, I give lengthy intros over there, where you can understand Ophiuchus and also just my approach to Ophiuchus when I do readings. If you're also someone who finds yourself shifting between energies, kind of aligning and resonating with a lot of signs or none of the signs, Seeker 13, if I may, this could also be a reading for you. It looks so pale, it's the lighting, but if I'll give myself some natural blush. When I was young, that's how that would be my makeup. That's how I used to put on makeup. Just pinch myself, bite my lips, and there you go. Rouge, all natural. You don't need to put on makeup. You just need to hit yourself a little bit. Mildly, respectfully, love thyself. Okay, there we go. There. Anyway, Ophiuchus. Let's see what's up with you in the next month, please. Message for Ophiuchus. I'm working with the Golden Dawn Tarot deck. We have Two of Pentacles, first card out. It kind of looks like you, like the serpent being bared, you know? You're held in a squeeze. You feel like there are two worlds presenting themselves to you. Each of them can be a whole path on its own. Major crossroad, more than a crossroad, almost like having like two timelines. And there's this sense of feeling like, how do I choose between this path and the other path, between this world and the other world? I can tell you that I personally, when I look at this, it makes me think of how I really struggle with the concept of the new earth and the earth split and moving into new earth. I feel like there's this irony, there's this catch 22 that almost makes me feel like it's a trick. Like, okay, if we move on to the higher dimension, the broader dimension, to the new earth, and leave behind those who couldn't quite catch up. It feels like it goes against everything I consider right. It's like, how is abandoning and leaving people behind just because they're slower or less whatever vibration? I have a whole watch my 13th element video, my 13th element playlist, the truth on high vibes, frequency and stuff like that. I will put it here. And possibly at the end screen. No, here. Anyway, in the little info dot. Anyway, it's almost like if I were to go into New Earth and leave behind those who can't or couldn't, automatically that makes me not in alignment with what New Earth presumes to be higher frequency, right? The higher the frequency, the closer to unity consciousness. The closer to unity consciousness, the more empathy. It's it's reliant on empathy. It's ironic to me. Sometimes I think of it. It's almost I feel like staying behind would be the new earth, ironically. Because when you choose to stay behind, to walk with the slowest, not ahead of them, but with them, supporting them, helping them, leading them, guiding them, healing, whatever the case may be, or just being a part of them, without patronizing. Oh, I stayed behind to heal you. No, it's like, who am I to say I'm better than someone else? Who am I to claim that I'm faster or broader? It's all a circle anyway, so it feels very contradictory, like an oxymoron, the concept of New Earth. Isn't staying behind and walking equally in support and not leaving a man or a woman behind, isn't that the higher frequency, the empathy, you know? So it's almost like these two worlds seem like I I think a lot of the people constantly talk about how they're in the new earth. Um, Hence you shouldn't like lower yourself to battles, conflicts, inconveniences, like be above it. I feel like that is the most narcissistic, most old earth. It's almost like those who will presume to be new earth will actually be old earth, almost like it's a test. I think I don't care about new earth, old earth, higher dimension, lower dimension. I think one should just do the most they can that is based in love and empathy for themselves and for others. And, empathy meaning showing up for someone because you understand their pain and not leaving them behind because, well, you don't need to handle it. You don't need to dirty your hands. I think it doesn't matter. I think if we all collectively just say, it doesn't matter, we're not looking to um, sit on the throne of the 5D, or the ninth D, then that will make us, instead of having to go through the steps, we'll just like, what's the word? Fly us so fast straight to God. Because I think that would be the godly thing to do. Not constantly obsessing about, will I be in the new earth? I think that's the thing that will take you farther away from God or the new higher frequency, whatever. I think Ophiuchus, maybe maybe take what I just said and apply it to whatever it is that you have going on when it comes to a dilemma, say between worlds or timelines or crossroad, and try to apply that. Maybe that would be helpful. I don't know. Sorry, one moment I feel like I want to have my hair up, the next I want to have my hair down. Down. That's also a dilemma. That's also a different timeline. There you go. Mm-mm-mm-mm. The lighting is not good. I like to film when it's daylight, but I really felt like I wanted to talk to you guys, and I didn't make it to filming in daylight. So here we are, talking now, and that's good enough. Fuck new Earth and old Earth. Let's show up with love. You know. I think they're the same. I think it's also an expression of duality. There's the old and there's the new. If there was actual progression, it would be outside or through duality into unity. It wouldn't be this versus that. You know, you start as a baby, then as a teenager, then as an adult. Is any of the versions of you more worthy or less worthy of love and admiration? It's just part of the process. To get to 100 miles per hour, you've got to go through the 20 miles, 50 miles per hour, etc. Is there a speed that is better or worse? Seemingly the higher speed is better, but if you drive like that in a suburban neighborhood, residential neighborhood, I'm sorry, that's deranged and not good and dangerous. It really all depends. So maybe it's just a new age scheme. Also watch my New Earth Prophecy video. I'll put them all here in the little circle with an eye. It's the info. Put them both. Show me more for Ophiuchus. Queen of Pentacles. Who's that? Someone you can trust. That's the first thing I hear when I ask who's that. Someone you can trust. A really good friend. A very strong ally. There's a very natural authority coming from you, Ophiuchus. You have a natural authority where you don't have to make an effort. You're kind, you're productive, you know what you're doing, and people just trust you. You don't demand respect, you earn respect. You're not even trying, you're just doing well. Looking nice, smelling nice. It's important to look nice and to smell nice. No, it's not superficial. It's kind to yourself and to your environment. Look nice, smell nice. Being smelly is not spiritual. It's disrespectful to yourself, to your body, to your temple, and especially to your environment. I don't know why I felt guided to say that. Maybe someone needs to take a shower. If you're acting smelly because you think it makes you spiritual, it doesn't. Not even remotely close. Cleanliness is holy. That's what Japanese will tell you, and I would agree. Not just the Japanese, traditions that are based in Buddhism, and service and cleanliness. Temperance. There it is. You get it. That's good. We don't need to have two split worlds to choose. How can we bring things together? How can we bring things together? The old world and the new world. How can we make it work? I know some things can't work. Unfortunately, I know some things can't come together at a certain time, perhaps. Sometimes time needs to go by and things need to change. Sometimes at a certain time, based on certain circumstances, two things can't come together, and that's okay. But sometimes they can. It's worth figuring that out. Queen of Swords and Princess, which is Page of Pentacles. Now we have two queens in between the Temperance. So I see a few people working together. I don't know if it's part of a team, maybe at a job, or at a school, or some group environment. But people are coming together. It's almost like a conference of people from different places coming together to discuss how they can make something work or how they can connect the things. Like maybe it's a diplomacy convention or of professionals of a similar field, something like that. It was separate, but now things need to come together for a certain goal, for a certain purpose. So there are strong personalities, um, some that operate with kindness, some that operate from harshness. Um, Good cop, bad cop, everything has its place. 8 of Swords and 5 of Cups. So the parties involved, I don't know if it's a divorce situation and you're looking for a settlement, um, figuring out how to mitigate the opposing and the opposings and the differences. Maybe there's a child involved. Maybe it has nothing to do with children, but like a company, maybe two business partners are wanting to, go separate ways. Okay, how do we make it fair? Um, 8 of Swords and 5 of Cups shows that everyone is really in their own head, in their own pain, in their own fears. No one, neither will um, make a compromise. So I see that someone is trying to mitigate this and trying to bring things together, but currently, at least for the next month, I see it really having poor results. For now, let's see more. Someone is worried that something will repeat itself. Now, 7 of Cups. All the things that can go wrong, that have went wrong in the past. Um, Sometimes it's just not the right time. Maybe the intent is good, maybe it is possible further on, just not right now. The situation is very dry, there's no emotion, there's no flow, there's no belief, no one trusts the other, there's no trust. Because of something that the other person, because something that one of the people did. So if it's you and another person, what one of you did, or if it's a group, what someone did, it's like there's no coming back from it. Like the other person is like, I can't ever trust you again. There's just no coming back from it. Some things there's just no going back. Contradictory messages. I feel like this reading will raise philosophical questions. 4 of Wands. Okay, so there is cooperation here. There is success. I think it's just not with the parties that are currently doing trying to connect the things. It's like, sorry. I think it's like too many people in the room or too many opinions. And if you bring it down to just two people talking one on one, or just specific individuals that can make it work, you have better chances. But if you'll try to, let's say there's more than two people, if you'll try to have all voices heard, none of the voices will be heard because everyone will speak on top of each other. It's just, I'm sorry, I know you're trying to be, if that's the case, I know you're trying to be like all inclusive and um, giving a chance to people to show their best side, but sometimes people are idiots and they don't show their best side, and they're just, when you give them credit and an opportunity, they shit all over it. And sometimes not, but this time I feel like you need to go with the people who've already showcased that they're able to handle the situation, or you know, be mature and positive with their approach. Um, so it's like there's an attempt to bring something together, a sense of failure, a flop, not working, but then trying again, some like this type of approach, and then it does work. It's compromise, the Fool. And then a new start. Oh my God, it's so funny. Okay, this is what's coming through. So we had the Two of Pentacles, and the whole conversation about the two worlds and the split. And then here we have the Fool. And this really, you know what, it strikes me like Adam and Eve and the tree of knowledge, good and bad. Okay, so we were cast from the heavens, and God got fragmented and split, and we are now separated from source. But then we go through this process, human, difficult process. And a moment of grace comes where we find common ground, and we have a chance for a redo. Like, there's just one world. There has always been just one world. We were never lost. We're back home. I feel so much pain in this reading. It's a lot. Um, Almost like this is a reading for humanity. Feeling lost. We are, in a way, lost. And then this reading is like, you're not lost. There is no new earth, old earth. There is no heaven, hell, mid world. There's just the world, and it has different places in it that you can travel to and visit. But you're never really lost. You were never lost. And then you're like, okay, why do I feel so lost? Why does humanity feel so lost and so much pain? And then it brings us back to self. And here we have at the bottom of the deck the Two of Cups and the Emperor. And it's like, sometimes the most you can do for the world and for God is to find love. Someone you can trust more than anyone, and make a happy little world for yourself within this world or worlds. I have a little garden and a little tree, and this is your Garden of Eden. This is your bestie right next to you, your partner in crime. As long as the love lasts. But then you're like, well, isn't it what we said in the beginning, wouldn't that be moving on to new earth and leaving behind everyone that is suffering if you're just focusing on your happiness? Yes, in a way it will. This reading is frustrating. It's a catch-22 within a catch-22, an oxymoron within an oxymoron, and it makes no sense, and I'm not giving you answers. If anything, I'm probably being more frustrating to you, and I'm sorry. Do your best. This reading has driven me bananas. I'm going to continue this though to look more into detail, the actual stuff, the people. We have a few major arcanas. I'm going to clarify them. I'm also going to clarify the Emperor and the Two of Cups. But I want to pull first Animal Spirit for you guys. The sequel will be available with all other sequel as part of channel membership. So if you join as a channel member, you have several tiers. The tier that includes the sequels is the master tier, and that will also grant you karmic shift and liberation, all signs. Okay, so check it out. Animal Spirit for Ophiuchus / Seeker 13th. We probably came here for solace and guidance, and right now feeling more confused. Sorry. B. Again, the B is considered like aerodynamically should be impossible for her to fly because her wings are significantly smaller than what, according to aerodynamics, should their size be in order to lift her body weight. So she shouldn't be able to fly according to science, and yet she does. So, and also bees are said to be able to transfer between dimensions. So this bee lives in this world and also in other worlds and does the impossible like a crazy magician, and yet she's just a bee. So maybe we don't need to be knowing and understanding everything and bigger than life to get life. Maybe we could just be a bee, and that's where all the magic is. In simplicity, we find all the worlds, and when we find all the worlds, we have the world, and then everything is in unison. So stop doing what I'm doing right now, and I'll take my own advice for it. Overthinking it. Just be like a bee. Oh my gosh. And all the worlds will unite and we'll be back with God. That's it. I just gave you the answer to everything. You're welcome. Your sequel that will include karmic shift and liberation. But if you're really serious about your spiritual studies and occult studies and you want to join me on Tarot Masterclass, 90 pre-recorded classes are right here, and they will include all of this, everything. And here you can speak to me personally if you want to book a private reading, a phone session, or a video session. Stay magic, stay true. I'll see you right away in the sequel if you wish. I love you.